Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like no matter what workout you did or what diet you were on, you just weren't making any progress? I know I did that a lot when I was growing up. The first time I started a diet, I was probably, no joke, around 8. And I had a weird relationship with food and working out and all of these things. Today I wanted to talk to you guys. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about 12 reasons why you might be failing at your fitness journey and how we can fix it. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome. My name is Vanessa and I am chasing the stage to my first bodybuilding competition. I am super freaking pumped. I'm a little sweaty because I just got done doing my cardio, but I still wanted to hop on here and teach you guys something fun. Reason number 1 is you are overcomplicating things. A lot of us want to do the most and start out at 1,000%, but reality is you're not there yet. This isn't a habit. This isn't your lifestyle yet. So we need to start incorporating small and attainable things before doing that. So that's why every video I talk about the thick and thin mitts, which is movement, intake, hydrate, training, and sleep. And all 5 of those things are all small things that you can start incorporating little by little. Obviously, segmenting in these habits will make things a little bit easier and a little bit more sustainable. So if you haven't been to the gym in 5 years, don't fucking rush into it. Just start moving daily. So making sure that you have at minimum 5,000 steps a day. Intake means prioritizing your food and caloric deficit or calorie intake by your needs. So whether or not that's you losing weight, you would be in a calorie deficit. If you're gaining weight or want to gain weight and gain muscle, then you would need to be in a calorie surplus. Then there's hydrate. It's super easy to start incorporating. It will take some time to get used to, obviously, but if you are a normal able-bodied person, drinking 100 ounces of water is a great way to start, so start there. Then tracking. I personally love tracking my macros, but I know that isn't necessarily for everybody. So if you're not quite ready for that, start tracking your progress. Start tracking your habits. Start tracking your mindset. Either way, tracking will help you know where you started and watch your progression moving forward. And again, it's a really great habit to start incorporating. If you want me to talk a little bit more about tracking food, I would love to do a video about it, but not today. Then there's sleep, which is sleep and recovery. And that is making sure that you're getting in at least 6 hours of sleep a day. And that's extremely important for not only recovery and you repairing and restoring your muscles and all of that, but it will also help moderate your cortisol levels. A lot of us feel like if we're on the go, your body is in constant stress. And whenever you're in constant stress, then your body wants to hold on to that extra fat because it thinks that it's dying, essentially. And we don't want that. So get your sleep. Reason number 2 of why you might be falling off of your fitness journey or fitness goals is that it's boring. Sometimes people will see these TikTok videos or YouTube videos and be like, okay, I'm gonna start doing yoga for 6 days a week, and then you aren't into it. That doesn't speak your love language, so you just stop going because you're bored of it. Or maybe you think one of the classes that you're going to isn't quite as challenging and you just say, what's the point? Something like that. So my suggestion to kind of beat that is to find something that speaks to you, something that makes you feel happy after you're done with it. So that's why over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about 30 ways to burn calories. If any of those fit your list of things that you like to do, go for it. Start with that. Maybe it's 5 minutes a day. Maybe it's 20 minutes a day. It's a good way to start. And then as you are going and make that into a habit, maybe you start increasing the time. Maybe you start doing other things. Maybe you start weight training and weight lifting. All of those things are great ways to start. Reason number 3, and this one is extremely important to consider, and that is lack of motivation. Here is a time for me to talk about motivation is forever fleeting. You're not always going to be 100%. You're not always going to want to go to the gym. You're not always going to want to walk. You're not always going to want to do the hard shit. And that's normal. But when you get to that point, that is when you have to remember your why. Remembering why you started. Remembering how you felt when you first started this fitness journey. Maybe you were feeling alone. Maybe you were feeling insecure. Maybe you were feeling like you didn't have the healthiest body and you couldn't walk with your kids. Maybe you realized, wow, it hurts when I have to walk up a hill. Or maybe it is, wow, I can't lift myself out of a pool or onto a floaty or something like that. All of those things are going to help ground you and remind you of why you started and remind you of why you need to continue. And motivation, as I said, is forever fleeting, but that's whenever you start leaning on your habits and leaning on the discipline that you start creating when you make this into a lifestyle. It's gonna take some time, but I got you. Also, we have the blog every morning where I post motivational videos, so make sure you check that out. It's thatgirlsquats.com, and you can find it under my blog. Reason number 4 is you keep breaking the promises. If you quit early once, it starts to become a habit. So don't quit. There is a study where it talks about the correlation of keeping small promises to yourself and also how it connects to your insecurities. Because when you start breaking those promises to yourself, you stop believing in yourself. And when you stop believing in yourself, you become more insecure. You start doubting yourself. You start doubting if you can ever actually change. You start doubting if you can ever do X. You start doubting everything. And we don't want that. I don't want that. So just remember, keeping a promise to you and yourself is an act of self-love, and you deserve it. Reason number 5, you lack accountability. So maybe you didn't reach out to your cousin or your mom or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever to hold you accountable to your goals. Totally fine. You might be a little bit embarrassed, but you have me, and I am super happy to be your accountability partner. So if you are interested in talking to me one-on-one on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, whatever, the link is down below, and you can set up a time with me and we can start getting the ball rolling for you. Super exciting. Reason number 6 is you aren't a part of a group of like-minded people. The sad fact about it is not everybody is going to believe in you in your inner circle. Some of your friends might think it's weird that you start going to the gym more and start going out a little bit less. Some people will be threatened by you stepping up and making these changes. And sometimes that means that there'll be those snide comments, and there'll be those things that make you doubt yourself. So it's extremely important to find a community of people that will just help uplift you. And that's what I'm here for, obviously. Like my website, we have a forum where you can start asking questions. We have a Facebook group where you can also ask questions. And then in general, like you can start building a community online, not just through me, but like through TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. Any of those things are really, really good opportunities for you to find people that just jive with what your new vision of yourself is. Reason number 7 is lack of daily systems. And so that still kind of goes back into the thick and thin mitts. So just making sure that you have those movement, intake, hydrate, tracking, and sleeps in order, then great. That is a fantastic way to start. And that's where you can start to build on those systems. Another thing to consider would be time management, which I've talked about in the past as well. And just creating these small daily habits that help you get to your end result. So like maybe that is prepping your pre-workout the night before, prepping your workout clothes the night before, making sure that you have checklists each day so you know you get all the high priority stuff done. And that's just a really good way to start if you want to kind of go more in depth with what works best for you. Again, just reach out to me. I got you, girl. Reason number 8 is low intensity effort. A lot of us will be like, okay, I'm working out, I'm doing these things, but you aren't pushing yourself to the intensity that is deserved or warranted. So that is another reason why I talk about tracking. So tracking your progress. So that I personally track the weights that I start pushing every day. So I am doing a progressive overload and making sure I'm not going backwards. Obviously, in the next couple of weeks, my strength might not be as heavy as it normally is, but that's because I am in a caloric deficit and I have a different lifestyle than most normal beginners. So it's just a really good way to, again, tracking what kind of workouts you're doing, tracking your intensity, having a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, something that will also track your heart rate. Reason number 9, which is probably one of my most hated excuses, is I don't have enough time in the day. And I get it. You're busy. You might have kids. You might have priorities for those kids. You might have work responsibilities. You have household responsibilities. I get it. So do I. I'm a small business owner. I have a lot of balls in the air on a constant basis, and I also have my goals. So there is a point where you need to start taking time management seriously, and maybe that means that you have to wake up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe there is some sacrifices and changes that you're going to make, but remember, there is no change if you don't make a change. Reason number 10, which kind of falls back to not having enough time in the day and that excuse, and yes, I'm saying it's an excuse, is your goals aren't aligned with the outcome that you want. So if you are falling off because you don't have enough time, it's because you don't see the value in spending and investing that 30 minutes, that hour a day, or heck, if you're doing 5 workouts a week at 30 minutes a day, that's only an hour and a half worth of workouts. You can't give yourself an hour and a half of workouts for the entire week, really. Like, I'm sure you spend enough time scrolling the internet. Shoot, you could even scroll and walk, and that would start getting you into the right direction. So this is a time to remind yourself, what are your goals? Are you doing what you need to do to hit those goals. And again, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you figure out ways that we can hack your time and hack your life to get you what you want. Reason number 11 of why you might be failing or falling off is, again, not tracking your progress. Because something else that comes with working out and having this new lifestyle is you don't remember where you came from. A lot of us don't want to take those first progress day photos because we are ashamed, or we don't want to admit that we look like that. And I get it. Like, I don't have any photos of whenever I was over 200 pounds because I was embarrassed. Am I upset that I don't have those photos now? Hell yeah. Because that would have been a great opportunity to show you guys where I came from. And that is why I am constantly documenting my progress. I am constantly tracking where I've been and what I've been doing, and finding new ways to track at a higher level. So if you haven't taken your first progress day photos, take them today. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And reason number 12. This one really does kind of tie into the last one, which is lack of perspective. So when you start working out and when you start doing these things and you forget where you've come from, you start to have a lack of perspective of like what is actually attainable and sustainable. So you might go onto social media and see these ripped and beautiful, tight men and women, and you might be like, I am not there yet. So like, what's the point? And you start getting into this self-deprecating circle of like well, I don't look like that and I've been working out for the last 2 months. Like, I'm doing something wrong. Or I haven't lost 30 pounds yet. I must be doing something wrong. Or I haven't done X. And when you start getting into that nasty, destructive circle, that's when you start doubting yourself again. And that's when you start to think, what's the point? And then you get discouraged, and then you don't show up again. You stop showing up for yourself. You stop showing up for the future you. It is the harsh reality of this fitness journey. It's fucking hard. I get it. I know it. I don't feel like I'm nearly as buff or lean or anything as I should be by the amount of years that I have been lifting. And that's why I want to continue to help you guys. I want to break this cycle for you guys. I want to make sure that you aren't doubting yourself anymore. I want to make sure that you feel like the best freaking version of yourself. I want you to look at those progress photos from today, a year from now, and I want you to be so happy and so proud of that hard work and that determination and the journey that we are starting together. And that's why I'm doing this. Like, it is so important for me to help you because I believe in you. Woo! I got a little emotional there, but those are my 12 reasons of why you might be failing in the gym or falling off or not showing up for yourself. And like I said, I'm always here to help you. and I would be happy to. I feel lucky that I'm even on your screen right now. So that being said, I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, comment if you want me to attack any questions, if you want me to do a day in the life, I would love to. But again, I just don't know if that's something that would speak to you. I've mentioned it in the past that I do have a lot of balls in the air and I am always on the go, and maybe that information will kind of show you, oh, well, if she can do it, then I can too. You know, it's never an intent for me to show you what I'm doing and like a haha, look at me, I'm doing all this stuff and I'm being successful. No, it's my life is also hard. I have a lot of activities and tasks that I'm doing too, and I still make time. And that should be empowering for you to realize that you can do it too. So next week we will be doing a grocery haul and a check-in update. I am so thankful for your time. I love you all so much. Through thick and thin.